Welcome to Ngosi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Find your own voice. Lead from within. Welcome to Ngosi Talk Show. Over to you, Dr. Birggettan. Please introduce yourself to our audience. Somebody unmute yourself.
Thank you, Numsa. Thank you. And good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depend on where you are. Right now, here in the United States, it's early in the morning. And I am birggettan, and I am here to help you create a life that you are truly thriving, even when you are going. Even what a perfect timing! I'm birggettan, and I'm here. I'm a grief transformation coach, and I'm here to help you create a thriving, beautiful life with peace of mind and ease. Even as you are going through unexpected things like videos jumping up when you are speaking, as well as other unexpected things and changes and chaos in your life. I am here to help you create a wonderful, beautiful, thriving life and doing that with more ease and more fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Birggettan. Over to you, Kamal. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
I think I already introduced myself with that calibration of a video, right?
Yes, you
I
have.
apologize for that, Birgit. What I want to share first is a common symptom and pain that people have is they live a life feeling lost, not knowing where to go next. The feeling of having no sense of purpose envelops them. So for you, audience, I do have a question, or several of them. Do you confuse your values with the ones you grew up with, the ones you were conditioned into by society and public figures of authority? Do you have a feeling of being stuck in a hamster wheel, always grinding, always running with no sense of direction, with a lack of fulfillment and belonging in your lives? My name is Kamal Ema. I am your life purpose specialist, a certified NLP master practitioner and trainer, and as well as a hypnotherapist. With a combination of ancient Egyptian methodology or wisdom and neurolinguistic programming, I help you create a foundation to a life of harmony, balance, and purpose. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamal. Over to you, Dr. Birggettan. So our topic today is being your own best friend will help you thrive during chaos. So there's so much chaos that is going on around the world. So Dr. Birggettan, could you please explain your topic and what does it mean to you because you chose this topic?
Absolutely, Nomsa. Thank you. So, what does it mean to me? To me, one way, we all deserve to thrive. You deserve to thrive regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of what's going on in the world. Now, sometimes when there are a lot of things going on in your life, in the world, it's easier to say than done. And so one way that I find works reliably for my clients as well as for me when I'm going through things in life, because life is life. At the end of the day, things happen in life. But at the same time, you deserve to continue to have peace of mind and be at ease and be able to have confidence moving through life. And one way that I find work very well is when you treat yourself as if you are your own best friend. You treat yourself the way that you would have treat your best friend. And that actually is very helpful when you are going through things in life and going through moments, whether it is something significant, it is something small. Treat yourself as if you are your best friend. And we'll share more, we'll talk and go deeper into through the talk on what that is. But that's really what I mean is when be your own best friend is to really treat yourself the way you are treating your best friend, your best buddy, your whether it's a female or a male person.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Bigot. We actually forget to be our own best friends, do we? We have to admit that. I used to forget that. Kamal, over to you. Do you have any comment to say to what Dr. Bigot just said?
I'll just say one thing: like having yourself as a best friend is one of the best ways to getting the answers you want, right? You see, there's a saying where I only ask myself the questions because I get the right answers either way. So I'm interested in hearing your perspective, Bigot, and then we can have a nice discussion about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That being your own best friend is definitely one way is to receive the answers that you need. Sometimes not necessarily what you want to hear, but it could be answers that serving you. And to me, being your own best friend is how would you treat your best friend if best friend is in a challenging situation. You see, a lot of time you and I actually, instead of being our own best friend, we are being our own harshest or most critical friend. And so when something happened in life, instead of say be if just think about this, your best friend come to you and say, oh my gosh, this is happening in my life and I don't know what to do and I feel like a piece of jello that's been mushed by a Mack truck and so forth. And what would you do? Would you say to your friend, well, because you're stupid. That's what happened. You're stupid and you're dumb and you don't know what to do. Well, you should have known what to do. I mean, look at you. How could you possibly not know what to do? Why would you have even make this mistake to start with? What the heck are you thinking? Would you say that to your best friend? I suspect if you that person is truly your best friend and has any self-worth, it's not somebody that would tolerate you saying anything close to that to this person. But when things happening in your life and in my life, many times we actually speak like that to ourselves, don't we? You make a mistake and you say, stupid you, why do you do that? What the heck are you thinking? Come on, were you drunk? Why did you even say something like that? And then when you have something that you were to welcome an answer, you're not sure what to do. When instead of going out, asking for advice, many times we sit there and ruminate, and then and as answer try to come to us, many times we say, no, 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 that's not possible. That's not possible. Remember your history of this. What would you be doing? Something like that. Would you do that to your best friend? Typically not. typically when your best friend come to you, what would you do? What would you do, Kamal, if your best friend come to you and said, oh my gosh, this is happening, and I just feel like I'm a jello mushed by a Big Mac truck, and I made this mistake. I don't know what to do. What would you do?
Well, you see, that's the question, right? I mean, that analogy of a jello crushed by a truck, I can't get it out of my head now. I want jello, not crushed though. I call it jelly though, but the you're exactly saying what a lot of people have been saying all over. We are our harshest.
Dr. Biggett, are you muted?
No, I'm not muted.
Can you mute because your feedback comes up?
So we are our harshest of critics, right? And that's exactly what you're explaining. Now, I have a couple of my best friends that came to me and they, please, this is happening, that is happening. And I put on my coaching hat, right? And I go from that perspective and I start asking questions and I understand where they're coming from and all of that. And once we start finding solutions, or them trying to find the solutions, right? And we get them to calm down and get a hold of themselves. Now, if it is something stupid, now my best friends, we grew up together. We've known each other since childhood, right? So we do tell each other off, you're not dummy. You did that. You're stupid, but we are used to that, but we don't push it. We know when to say it. We know when to take care of each other. So that's a very good relationship that we have, right? Because when it's time to like scold each other and tell each other off or make fun, we do it. But if there's a limit, right? If they need support, if they need help, whenever whoever actually needs support or help from the group of us, we're always there. Usually mentally, because I'm spread kind of around the world, right? And some of us are, others are not. But we are there for each other, like you mentioned. We don't criticize. We attempt to find a solution to their problem and analyze how it's gone, what has been, and how can we readjust it, refix it, or get a better solution. So you're absolutely right. And that's the thing, right? Treating ourselves as if we were treating our best friend, because we are the harshest of our critics. And that's my mentor, Steve McVeigh. He always says that. We are our harshest of critics. So be kind to yourself. Very important to remember to be kind to yourself. So, yeah.
Exactly. And when you are going through things, you already feel bad. And you criticizing yourself and berating yourself, having feedback, receive feedback, and is wonderful. Trying to solve a solution, a conditions, a challenge is wonderful, and very useful. Berating yourself is not helpful. And as you said, Kamal, we are our harshest critic. And when you already feel bad, and many of us, we feel something going on, we feel bad, we have done something, we feel bad, and then you basically emotionally and mentally beat yourself up, and it doesn't help. And when you are being your own best friend, you being kind. If your best friend were to come to you with challenge, yes, you provide, like Kamal said, appropriate feedback, appropriate help to try to actually. The other thing with being your best friend is when your friend come to you and they come with the conditions and an opportunity to solve a problem, you are able to look from the outside in, because you're not the one in the picture. And that is actually when you have chaos in your life, when you have things to solve, then you can also practice this by being your own best friend, is basically saying, if I were my best friend looking outside into my situations, then what can I do? What is one thing that or two things. How can I see these things differently and kind of take yourself out of the picture would be another benefit on being your own best friend instead of helping yourself much in the picture, in addition to also not criticizing yourself and simply make yourself feel worse, and then you can't even think because you feel so bad now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You all make a good point there. Basically, I used to criticize myself when I have a problem. No, I intended to do something. When I have a problem, I don't criticize myself, but I normally say, "No, stand still. I can't tell anyone. I have to accept the problem first and find the ways of approaching someone, because if you just go and approach anyone, some people they're just gonna criticize you. So I have to look at people, personalities who will be suitable to solve this problem for me, to help me, to listen to me. So I have, my brother has got a good wife anyway, so she always listens to me. Basically, when I have problems or when I need to laugh, she is somebody, when you tell her about problems, she just laughs about problems. They say, and then after she like, what's the solution? So it's people like that you need in your life, that, or even yourself. You need to, when you have problems, you need to know that life is that's what life is about. In order to have that big breakthrough, there's got to be a challenge first. And for you to be able to go through, and then you go through the challenge, and then you get your breakthrough. So like right now around the world, people are going through challenging times. So when you look at the situation, you'll be like, oh, I've lost my job. Some people actually blame themselves even right now during coronavirus. There are so many people that are blaming themselves. But guess what? It is the problem, not you, is the situation. So what you need to do is, why is this happening? Not why, not why. Don't use why. Just look at the situation. Okay, I've lost my job, or the marriage is not going well, or life is not going well. Finances right now, people, things are not going well because we are used to freedom. We are used to clients calling us, or maybe you meet 4 or 5 clients per day. But now, can you do that? We have to be honest, you can't, because you have to limit the number maybe of people that you meet in case you catch the virus. So basically you have to look after yourself. Like myself, basically my job involves me meeting my clients face to face. Sometimes I refuse to take clients and say, let me deal with what I have, and when I'm finished, I'll come back to you, because I don't want to overdo things. But at the same time, do I blame myself? No. But if it was before, I would say I should have had a system online. But I don't blame myself. I just say, okay, this is the problem, and cut down on shopping, cut down on few things when it comes to finances. And that's how you solve the situation. And look at yourself. I've got loads of clothes in my wardrobe. I don't need to shop. So I'm like, okay, this will do for now. So instead of me stressing and worrying about the money, worrying and criticizing myself, like Dr. Birggettan was saying, I have to be my best friend. And when you come to Kamal, like Kamal was saying, you have your best friend that you criticize. It's different when you are with someone you grew up together. That old friend from your childhood, you know each other very well, so you can criticize each other and have a laugh. It's different. But when it comes to personal development, basically you have to be your own best friend. Dr. Birggettan, thank you for choosing this topic. You have to be your own best friend, because for somebody else to listen to you, or for me, basically I listen to people's problems, but whenever I have problems, there's one thing I always ask myself: the cost. If I don't deal with this thing properly, or if I don't deal with my health fast, what's the cost? If I worry, what's the cost? It's going to cost my health. So sometimes I just don't worry about anything. Like I've been worried about how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And then if somebody pops up and say, oh, would you like to work with me? So you're like, oh, this worry, what was it for? So that's what life is about. You have to look after your number one. Who is your number one, Kamal?
Oh, it's always me. No, but it's interesting that you're putting it into that perspective, because that comes to a reminder. For instance, a lot of mothers, they forget to take care of themselves. Single mothers as well, single parents. I'm not going to put them in both, but single parents, they forget to take care of themselves. What you don't understand is not taking care of yourself is harmful to your children, to your little ones. You need to know and understand yourself. You need to know and grow and learn how to take care of you first, so that you can take care of others. And that applies to everything in your life, whether it's love, whether it's career, growth, knowledge. You can't give what you don't have, right? So being your best friend is part of giving yourself that credibility. It's giving yourself confidence. It's giving yourself the knowledge, the skills, the understanding, and the love, the care that you need for yourself to function first, right? Because, I mean, some people, they are living miles apart from their parents, from their family, from their closest people, and they don't have that connection. The only thing they have is between them and themselves, in a sense. As sad as it may sound, as lonely as it may be, if you allow yourself that gift for yourself, because it is a gift to understand and love yourself, if you allow that gift into your life, imagine the possibilities that will be created. Imagine the amount of ideas and problem solvings that you will have, because your worries will not be there anymore. Your concerns in general, yes, they can be available. Yes, there's a financial crisis. Yes, there is this. Yes, there is that. But the burden will be less, because you are taking care of yourself. You are loving yourself. You're taking these salt baths if you can. You're taking a bubble bath. You're sitting in the shower with cold water to refresh yourself. Don't take hot water showers. You have to take, I'm saying you have to. Cold water showers are amazing for you. So definitely, being your best friend is number one. I have another guru friend of mine that he's a marketing guru, um, and he says, to live your life right, you have to have this me favoritism. So he lives by a me favoritism rule. He favorizes himself when it comes to any situation that has to do with him. Of course, you don't. He's not meaning it in a selfish or egocentric way, but it's you favoritize yourself before anything else, before anybody else, so that you can then be able to give.
Yeah, I don't know about the cold shower part of it. That would be an advice if my best friend tell me. I said, you know what? I am originally from Indonesia, which is a tropical country, and I live in California now. And anything under 72 degrees is really cold for me. So no cold shower. But and at the same time, when you being a best friend, sometimes your best friends give you advice that is good for them and that is good for perhaps other people. And if it's not one for you, like taking a cold shower, you don't do them. You don't just absorb everything that everybody says And also you don't, if you give an advice to somebody and it is your best friend, you do them in your best interest. And and as Kamal says, the other important thing around best friend is if your best friends come to you and say, I just so overworked and overloaded and so forth and so on, and I feel overwhelmed and I have not have a break for so long, what would you say? And you would most likely would say, well, let's time to take a break. Let's go and do something that's relaxing. But yes, like many times, single parents do that. But sometimes, particularly in this country, I'm in the United States, people start to feel where it is as if it is a heroic badge to be able to be overworked and busy nonstop. And I just skip lunch, again for that many days in a row because I am so busy. And at the same time, you're draining yourself and you burnt out. And what would you do if your best friend come to you with that type of concern? You will say, well, take a break. Let's go for lunch. Let's go for a walk. Let's go on a short vacations or something, instead of you keep running yourself to the ground. And it is actually a natural tendency. A lot of times I work with people with grief, and when there is things going on, people feel that they need to do something. It's our natural tendency. We want to fix things. So things going on in life, we just do, and then you run yourself to the ground and make everything even worse. So your own best friend, remember, if you feel overwhelmed and so forth, what would you, if your best friend come to you feeling overwhelmed or burned out or overworked, what would you tell them? And then take your own advice that you would have given your best friend, and maybe not with a cold shower.
I like cold showers come out, but not winter time in the United Kingdom. I love going running, and it's good like when you come back, cold shower, but the water is so cold here in winter time. So
Don't even try to complain about the cold weather. I live in Norway, so don't.
honestly, I don't mind the shower, and cold shower makes your muscles strong anyway, so it is good, but not winter time in the Henley times. It's so cold. So I do. It is a good advice, and Dr. Biggett as well. It's actually a good advice. We have to be our own best friend. Look after the number one. So, and also you have to know that, ask the cost. If you're not looking after yourself, what is it doing to you? And just like Dr. Biggett was saying, we skip meals. I love my sleep. I wake up at 4 a.m., but I love my sleep. I love my food. Honestly, if I'm working hard, I work hard, I have to drop everything. If someone gives me a call and say it's for business, I have to say, I'll call you back or call me back when I've eaten. I love my food. I have to eat. Honestly, because I know what it does. If you don't eat, you get sick. So I always eat food and sleep. I love it. And taking breaks. I love taking breaks. When I work hard, I reward myself with breaks. Ice cream, I sit there and have an ice cream because I know I'm going to work very hard and go to the gym. I don't do gym anyway, by the way. I like the hard one. I like sprinting. So I go running up the hills. So where I live, basically it's amazing because you see 80-year-old people, they are running. So you basically, people motivate each other. There is always somebody doing exercises in the area where I live. And the old generation, basically, you can't have an excuse like myself. I can't have an excuse and say I can't do exercises. Basically, there is a motivation, and the doctors, they encourage people to get out there and do exercises. So I make sure that food, Dr. Biggett, is fine. And also, Nadia doesn't like this. I go to London I don't go very often, but when I go to London, I buy myself McDonald's. I like sweet chili chicken once in a while. Kamal goes, yes, I like sweet chili chicken wrap. I really love it, honestly, when I go to McDonald's, because in the house, me and the kids, we like it. So whenever we go buy takeaways, we never go to McDonald's. So if I go to McDonald's, to me, it's a jackpot. I'm like, ooh. So I love it once in a while. So I'm good.
You know, it's okay to have it once in a while. I'm lucky I don't have that access to it here. But I remember when I was in my 20s and teenager, this was like a norm for us to order food from there, that and other fast food restaurants, right? But it's again, this pertains to taking care of yourself. This pertains to loving yourself and being your best friend, right? Even sometimes these foods you have, um, where you, especially McDonald's, right? I'm not trash talking them, but like I am trash talking them at the same time.
I know everyone does, but don't
It's
worry.
terrible. It's terrible for your stomach. But every now and then, that feeling of going there and it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna order this, and you have it, and you smell it. And, oh yes, it's so good, and you start eating it, and once you finish, you're like, why did I do that? And it's a constant reminder, right? Oh, I feel sick. Why did I do that? I don't know with you, but for me, it's the same every single time. So
Because right now I'm here. If I go to McDonald's after 4 months, come on, I have to stimulate.
exactly right, and that's the thing. You are rewarding yourself, right? You're being a good friend. You can reward
I
yourself.
can't buy the burgers though. It's always sweet chili. It's my best friend.
But you see, again, you're coming back to rewarding yourself, coming back to the idea that, you know what, I haven't done that in 4 months. I am going to do that for me. And it's not for anybody else. It's not to show that I went to there or there. It's just you do it for yourself. And I'll tell you a story related to that. A very long time ago, um, I've always wanted to own an Armani suit, right? A three-piece Armani suit. And I was working for Emirates Airways, and I said, you know what? I'm earning some good money. I'm going to save up, and I had to save up for 2 months approximately. And I saved up for 2 months, and I went and I bought that suit for myself. And it wasn't really to show it off. It was for me to wear it. It was for me to enjoy it. It was like I'm wearing everything from top to bottom was Armani. There was the pants, the three-piece suit, the shirt, the cravat, and the belt, right? And just wearing it for myself, I went home and I wore it to try it on after I've tried it on. And they do the work amazingly, right? You go, they say you don't have your size, they see the size that is closest to yours, and then they tailor it for you. My God, they're amazing. Anyway, so that was for me. It wasn't for anybody else, because when I went home, I put it on for me to enjoy it myself. And then, of course, I took it off, and then I used it a couple of times. Funny enough, it got stolen, right? But yeah, the suit got stolen. But forget about it. Doesn't matter. The idea was that, it got stolen. And then when it was taken from me, I was like, well, it's okay. I wore it a couple of times. That's what I wanted. At least I can say that I had an Armani suit and I wore it. So that was me for me. You see, yes, we are talking about the selfish perspective in a sense, but you are rewarding yourself for work well done, for being good, for whatever it is that you want to, right? That allows you to push a little bit your confidence. It helps you with your self-worth, self-esteem at times when you have the lowest of self-esteems and self-worth. That boosts it up a little bit, because you're the one that is you are either the one that brings yourself down, or you're the one that pushes yourself up to the stars. Nobody else. People can talk, doesn't make a difference. It's just talk. but you are the one that can either lift yourself up or crush yourself down. And that's what I believe in.
I love that. I love that, Kamal. Of what you say is you are the one that either push yourself down or push yourself up and increase your confidence. And I love that example because that's actually illustrate the other benefit on being your own best friend, which is many times we forget that you truly deserve to have peace of mind and you truly deserve what it is that you love. And when you talk to your best friend, the way most of us talk to our best friend, if they say, oh, yeah, I really would love this and I'm saving up for this and I feel you need to have certain worthiness to deservingness, like you said in you it's imply a deservingness that yes, I deserve to wear an Armani suit and I deserve to treat myself to McDonald's and whatever you feel you deserve in your life. And when it is your best friend, if your best friend, you might say, you treat yourself to McDonald's. Okay, I wouldn't be doing that. But if that's what you feel you deserve, or an Armani suit, or a Chanel handbag, whatever you feel that you deserve, then you wouldn't say immediately to your best friend, no, I mean, can't you think how broke you're gonna be? And then you say, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. And if you feel that's what you deserve, then if you will be supportive. And that's being your own best friend, actually, as you allow, when you talk to yourself, the way you talk to your best friend, it helps you increase your sense of your deservingness as well. And that's actually really important because our level of deservingness is actually can become our glass ceiling. If you don't feel you deserve something in your life, you don't feel you deserve things can be easy. If you don't feel that you deserve an Armani suit, if you don't feel you deserve being able to stay healthy and fit and looking super awesome the way Numsa, even though you eat McDonald's every 4 months or something, then whatever you do not believe you deserve, it will be your glass ceiling. You're not going to be able to pass through that. And when you speak to yourself kindly, and when you allow yourself the way you allow your best friend, and you're not going to allow your best friend to hurt themselves, do you? Most of us wouldn't. And your best friend going to jump off the bridge without any, and it's not doing bungee jumping, I'm pretty sure you typically will say, let's not do things like that. But on the other hand, if it's something sweet, something wonderful, things that usually you would not do for yourself, and your best friend doing that, you will allow them. And when you allow yourself as if you're allowing your best friend, at little bit at a time, you'll increase your sense of deservingness. And when you know that you deserve it, when you can embrace that you deserve something, is actually when you can create an even bigger and bigger result and break your glass ceiling and change your situation in the midst of chaos.
So true. I have a friend. He's a musician. So I went to visit. When you visit a friend, the public, the way they see them, you don't want them to have that way. You want them to be your friend at that moment. So I went to see him, and I'm watching him. He's doing all this first class. He's cooking, he's serving me, and all this on the table. Everything is first class. And then I was like, I'm going to teach this person a lesson. I'm his friend. So that's why you want to treat me like public. So I'm not a public figure. I am your best friend. So I was like, if I'm your best friend, it means you have to be free when you're with me. So I let him do whatever he was doing, and then we all sit down on the table. So we start chatting how things have been. So he's still behaving like he's in public, he has to be seen doing this classy thing, whatever he's doing, he's eating. So I was like, I'm gonna teach him a lesson. So he bought me, I don't drink, so he bought me a special drink. So he had a bottle, so he opened the bottle. So I just took the glass and put the glass down. I was like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. I don't do this, but today I am. So I drank from the bottle, and then he looked at me. He was like, oh. I was like, yeah, oh. So I was like, what did you think I am to you? And then he was like, I was like, I'm your friend. You don't have to behave like you're in the public eye. Come on, loosen up. When you're cooking, just say, Nomsa, come and help me. I'm not in the public eye. Whatever happens, stay here. And he was like, okay. And then he started drinking from the bottle, and everyone started drinking from the bottle. So I was like, listen, you know, I said to him, when you are with friends, they have to accept you for who you are as a person. What I see when I watch your music videos, or when I see you in the public eye, that's not what I want to see when I come and visit you. I want you to treat me like a friend, a sister. That's what a sister is about. So he actually became to, he was like, okay, so I always been like this with people. So I was like, you mean every friend that they visit, you have to behave like this? And I was like, yeah. I was like, no, you don't. You don't. So he came to understand the difference between loving yourself. You don't have to put on personality. You don't have to put on anything. So me at that moment, I was teaching him a lesson that you have to be you. And I was like, I don't do this. I'm drinking from the bottle, but I'm drinking it to teach you a lesson, to show you that you are human. You are a human being. So I don't expect you to behave like I'm reading you on the magazine. I'm not on the magazine. So he was like, oh, thank you, Nomsa. So since that day, he's actually free when he's with me, because he knows that I am part of his family. I'm not part of like the audience. I'm part of the family. So I think that's what life is about, knowing who you are. There are some people there are some people like they want people to see them on social media as something else, but at home they're living a different life. But with me, what you see on social media is what you get at home with Nomsa. That's what my life is about. I don't put on a personality, because that's not necessary. So I think that is part of loving yourself, Dr. Birggettan, and even during chaos, when you are sad, and being able to communicate, or even come out, like if you're booked for Gossip Talk Show, and say, Nomsa, I don't feel too good because my life is chaotic. So today I'm just going to sit on, I'm not saying do that to me, Kamau. It's an example. Don't do that to me when I need you. Just to say, Nomsa, I'm just going to sit on the couch and I'm having ice cream. I don't think I can come to Gossip Talk Show today. That is loving yourself and putting yourself, but don't do it to me, okay?
I'll think about it. Now, remember the last time that this was going to happen and I was going to cancel on you, I still came up, and it turned out to be one of the greatest and best sessions that we've had in a very, very, very long time. But you see, that's the thing with, you need to know when to shut off. It's and I do that. I'm very childlike, and I'm a child at heart. But I'm working the whole day. I'm studying, reading, doing some, maybe I coach a little bit, maybe I do something else. I'm online with you guys. But then comes around 10 p.m. I leave everything. I go on the couch, switch on my PlayStation, and I play until 1 or 2 a.m. That's it. That's me time, right? I'm on my PlayStation. When my son is here, because my little daughter, she's 4, so she's still a bit young for that. When my son is here, she goes to bed, we play together PlayStation at night before he goes to bed during the weekend. But I remember to give myself that love, because it is self-love, right? That self-love is important to push you forward, to make you enjoy life so that you don't take life too seriously, actually, because so many people are taking life so seriously they forget that it flies away, right? And if it flies away, well, when are you going to when are you going to enjoy yourself? When are you going to learn to take care of yourself? When are you going to love yourself? And whatever it is that you want to do. So for me, it's PlayStation. Sometimes I go just walking. My martial arts is actually part of my love, right? I go and practice martial arts Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's it for me. This is for me is my time. As much as I'm training, as much as I'm doing things around with other, it is self-love. Because I come back home, is that, oh, I'm in such pain. Ow, why did I do that to myself? And I was like, yeah, but it's nice pain. I like it. And then I have my dinner because I love my food as well, just like you. Make a nice meal when I don't have my kids, or even when I have my kids, I always make something special for the kids. Have my dinner, and then, okay, do I have time? Am I going to do something else? Am I going to relax? Or am I going to, what is it I'm going to do? And I take care of me. Because if I don't take care of me, nobody else will. So that's kind of what the last thing that I want to leave before we leave is that take care of yourself, because as much as people love you, nobody else will take good care of you as much as you would.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamal. Dr. Birgett, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah. Basically, at the bottom line of the whole message, being your own best friend, is to me that is, you want to be a soft place to fall, and the best buddy to have fun with. It's like if you are with your best friend, you most of us endeavor to be a very soft place to fall for the person, and also the best buddy to have fun with, and that's how you want to treat yourself in the midst of on day to day in life, as well as particularly when life is in a chaos, when life is throwing lemons at you. You want to be a soft place to fall, as well as a body to have fun, because you deserve and you do actually need to have fun in your life as well. So be a soft place to fall for yourself. Be a body to have fun with, and if you need somebody who to support you, just like your best friend would have supported you, then we're here for you. We are your friend as well. We're here for you. We're happy to lend you a time. Most of us are available for laser coaching. If you need another soft place to fall, if you feel that you can benefit from support, simply reach out to us as well, and we will be here for you too.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Birgett. Yes, we are here for you guys. And like Dr. Birgett says, be your own best friend, unapologetic, and just put you first. To be able to look after other people, you have to look after yourself. You have to, like Kamal was saying, you touched something from the beginning that single parents, they don't look after themselves. It's always about the children. And for you to be able to look after those kids, you need to put you first. It's not being selfish when you put you first. So just look after you, and then you'll be able to look after everybody else. So thank you so much for those who are watching Ghost Talk Show. We are here Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. So if you have any questions, some people, they come and watch the talk every day, but they never put any questions because they are afraid of their names coming up. So you shouldn't be afraid of people seeing the questions that you ask. Just ask a question, or you can get in touch with the coaches private and have a talk with them. Like Dr. Birgett said, we've got lots of coaches from all walks of life, so you can ask some questions. So thank you so much, everyone, and live with grace, and God bless you. Today we finished before the time. Amazing.